Hey guys, we're all set. It's as you can see, it's Patrick Burton, number 3 versus Alex Vander. How do you say the last part of your name? Bijl?
Bijl.
Bale.
Bijl.
Bale. That's easy.
Oh, that's cool.
But otherwise, you guys are good to go. I'll mute and hopefully no one's playing humility, so I don't have to answer a horrible question. Other than that, good luck, guys, and I'll see you at the end.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, I'll lead us off with a fetch, and I'll say go.
Windswept teeth, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I just want to mute this Twitch in the background that was running. Okay, draw. Wooded foothills, fetch.
Yep, no responses.
Okay. Mountain.
Yep.
Red for Lavamancer. Pass it turn.
All right, I'll untap. I'll draw.
Yep.
I'll play a factory.
Yeah.
I'll fetch for green, and I'll run out a oath.
Yeah.
And I'll say go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Maya.
Do you want to cut again?
That's good. You can cut like that. Okay. Bloodstained Maya.
Yeah, it's good.
Fetch. Go to 18. Regular mountain. I'll activate Lavamancer, exile the cards from my graveyard, and ping Lavamancer.
Yeah, it's good.
So, just want to make sure you can see my exile and my graveyard. Okay, and then pass turn.
All right, I'll untap. I'll draw.
I had to check if you had it.
Well, it's the way that I win the game one, so.
Doesn't always mean you have it in your hand, you know.
Well, I mulligan. I mulligan hard.
Yeah.
Let's see, and that's the good thing about known decks, right? I could mulligan to try to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to animate my factory and try to come at you for 2.
I'll take 2. Go to 16.
Okay. I'll play a Windswept Heath, and I'll say go ahead with 4 cards.
Okay, so you're holding up swords. All right, let's play Ball Lightning.
Yep.
Combat.
Yep. No blocks. I'm down to 13.
End step. Sacrifice.
Yep. And then after that.
12.
After that, I'll fetch. I'll get a plains, and then I'll exile your Grim Lavamancer to give you a 1/1 Flying Spirit.
Let me just. Aren't you supposed to provide tokens for your opponent when you play cards like that?
Where do you live in Europe? It'll be there in
Switzerland.
2 months.
I'm on a business trip at the moment in South Africa, so I've brought my tripod along. I had emergency meetings I had to get out for, so I had to pack all my tripod and everything and bring it with.
You're a dedicated player.
Well, I started and I thought I had a chance of making it through, so I figured why not just carry on.
All right, I'll untap. I'll Oath Trigger.
Yep.
Swords, Rishadan, Dust Bowl, Port, Sylvan Library, Fetch, Factory, Mox Diamond, Neshoba.
Yep.
And then I'll draw for turn. And then I'll play at Wasteland.
Yep.
And I'll run out a Sylvan Library. And I'll say go ahead with 2 cards.
Yep. Does the spirit has flying, correct?
It's a 1/1 flying spirit, yeah. Pretty sure. That's what my tokens say. Yeah, with flying.
Okay.
And it's white.
Nishoba is a 7/7 life.
7/7 trample with a triggered ability for lifelink that is effectively lifelink. But relevant because it's a trigger, like if you did attack Winnie, for example, for lethal, like gain the life after I would die if you did that.
Mm. I think I might just have to scoop at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I can do 10 to you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I actually misplayed on my end. So I had a shock in my hand and I should have waited one further turn, attacked with the ball lightning and then held up shock in case you had the exile spell. And in that case, then I would have been able to just keep chipping away without your triggers. But I mean, if you had a second one, then I just, yeah. So I've got Fire Blast, Shock, and Bolt in my hand.
Jesus.
And then obviously I can attack you for 1 in the air.
Jesus, yeah, no,
But I should have played slightly more conservatively. If I had another, if one of these had been another burn spell, you were dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's. I was very scared. The game 1.
Yeah.
I think the game 2 is going to be super tricky if just like the boarding situation. I think is going to be tough for Burt.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey Patrick, the crowd says, Jesus, man, just send tokens. Making him use his own cards.
That's exactly what I asked him.
I got one around here somewhere.
I don't know if they would get to South Africa timely, though, so...
Yeah, the postal service here is not that good. Yeah, I had a, you know, so I obviously had the 2 mountains sitting in my hand. If they had been a 1-mana burn spell, that would have been game. Because I had 10 damage already in hand. And, or I could have played maybe a slightly more conservative line and played the ball lightning and then held up the shock for the token. So gone on turn 4 rather.
Oh yeah, no, because like game 1, my only ways to win are you having a creature in Oath or me just spearing you out of the game. So. Yeah. But it did look like you had a nice healthy hand of lands there, so that wasn't going to happen. If I had that strategy, it wouldn't have worked. Have you been playing long, Alex?
No, this is only my 2nd monthly event. It's basically, I would say, 2.5 months since I started.
Hey, well done.
So I'm still learning the meta. And that's quite a critical part of it. You know.
Oh yeah, 100%. Have you faced any other Oath decks kind of on your journey?
No Earth decks yet. A lot of survival decks.
Okay.
And a lot of blue decks.
How far back did you originally start playing, Alex?
I believe I was about 9 years old when I first started playing, up until the end of Scourge or 9th Ed, around there. And then I took a hiatus for about 12, 13 years and started again around Kaladesh. I mostly play Legacy and Modern.
Nice. Do you also play Burn in those formats?
Sorry, do I also play?
Burn in those formats?
No, Burn is the least complicated deck, I think. You know, there are obviously lines and things that you can play in Burn, but the reason I chose to play Burn in this at this time in Premodern was just so that I could focus a little bit more on the decks across the table from me, and not have to try and worry about interactions in my own deck that I might miss, you know. So it was that was the strategy behind it, not because I particularly liked Burn. I do think it's always a good reliable deck to go to as well.
When you started at 9, what set was that, roughly?
I think I was around Mirage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mirage or Stronghold, somewhere around there.
96, 97.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I started with Ice Age, so I can sort of time it out.
Oh yeah, so just right at the start of Premodern.
Yeah, I played Premodern through Mirrodin block, so I played every block except for every block in Premodern plus Mirrodin as the first from Modern.
You can put middle on top.
Okay, and you could do the same. Good luck.
Alright, I'll play first.
Okay, guys.
Good luck. Thank you. I'll keep.
I'll mulligan. Yeah, okay. I'll mulligan, but I'm in luck.
Sure.
Damn, that was a turn 1 cop red, but my hand wasn't good otherwise. But the cop red was on top of my deck, so I couldn't.
You wouldn't have known.
No. I would have kept a turn 1 cop red.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you'll definitely have the upper hand in that case. I just have to pray that you don't get them.
Yeah, I think that.
Although I have won a few games through them.
Through Oath?
Through Cop. Yeah. You can put right on top.
Right on top. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the toughest part that Burn runs into is because you have the Jackal Pups and the Grim Lavamancer is like you can't not play them. You know what I mean? I'll keep this and I'll put this on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to play a Maya and a Bauble.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
And you could look at a random card on my hand.
Yeah, and then draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
Okay. Let me know when you want to do that.
Yeah.
I'll draw.
Sure.
And I will play a Mox Diamond, pitching a Treetop.
Sure.
And I'll play a Fort.
Yep.
And there's not going to be too many cards for you to pick. I'll do the Cop. I have 3 cards, and I'll say go.
Okay, I'll activate the Bauble.
Yeah.
I'll just choose the one on your left. Yeah, that one's fine. Number 1's fine.
Yeah. It's a Ravenous Bailoff.
Bailoff. Okay. I'm going to fetch with Maya. Go to 19. It's a pretty good start. This might be a very, very quick round.
Or really
go back
long,
to work.
depending on how you look at it.
Let me just shuffle again. My card flipped up there. Okay. Then End step while you tapped out, I'll bolt you.
Yeah, I'm down to 12. Or sorry, 17.
12 would be okay.
Yeah, no, not 12, not 12.
Okay, untap, draw for bauble.
Yep.
And then draw for turn. Mountain. I will shock you for 2.
Yeah, I'm at 15.
And then I'll bolt you for 3.
I'm at 12.
And then pass turn.
All right, I'll untap.
Yep.
I'll draw. I'll play a Windswept Heath.
Yep.
And I'll say, go ahead, and I'll port you. No, I won't port you.
Okay. I'll pass turn.
All right. I'll untap. I'll draw.
Yep.
I'll say, go ahead.
Okay. That's an interesting one. Just want to check cop quickly on my gatherer.
So it needs to target a source, and it's next time that source. And the source is a spell on the stack or permanent on the battlefield, I believe.
Okay.
And it prevents that damage. I think there's cards that say damage can't be prevented.
Yeah. What do I do here? I think I'm going to play a Sulfuric Vortex.
Okay.
All right, then I'll pass turn.
Yeah. Untap. Or any object referred to by an object. Yeah, so I'm going to, in response to it, I'm going to target Sulfuric Vortex.
Yep.
And then I'm going to draw.
So just for reference, you don't actually target it, you just,
Yeah, a source. Yeah, but you need to name a source. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, exactly. Subtle difference, but.
I'll say go ahead.
Okay, I'll take 2 from Vortex.
Yeah.
Draw for turn. Pass turn.
Untap. I'll do the same thing.
Yep.
I'll draw. And I need to run more lands. 31 is not enough. And I'll say go ahead. There's 6 cards.
Okay, take 2 from Vortex. Draw. Pass turn.
All right, untap. I'll do the same. I'll draw.
Yep.
I'll play a Core Haven.
Yep.
And then I'll say I'll fetch.
Okay.
I'll go to 11. Any responses?
No.
Okay. Get a forest.
Yep.
then I'm gonna pick up my hand real quick to play the next thing. Fuck. No, fuck it. No, I'm not playing anything. I'll say go ahead.
Okay, so you got 3 mana there.
Yeah, I feel like it's a liability to even play a 2-mana spell.
Okay, so you're passing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go to 13, draw.
Or I'm at 11. How much do you have me at?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 11. I'm on 13. I pass turn.
All right, I'll untap. I'll do the same. I'll draw. And with 7 cards in hand, I'll say go ahead.
Come on. Take the risk.
no risks. No risks.
Okay. All right, I'll take 2. Draw for turn. Bauble.
Yep.
I'll activate it.
Okay. I think I have exactly. Oh, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you don't know the order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll take number 2.
Number 2 is a Ravenous
Bijl.
Bijl.
Great. Okay, your turn.
Untap, I'll do the same. I'll draw.
Yep.
I'll play a Mox Diamond and I'll pitch the Treetop Village.
Just wondering if I want to do something on the stack.
Yeah.
Because you cast it.
Sorry, it's in my hand then. The Treetop is in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
hand.
yeah. 3 mana open. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Resolved.
Then I'll pitch the Treetop.
Mm.
And then I'll say go ahead with 6 cards. I have a plan. It's not very exciting.
I forgot to draw. Fuck.
All right, yeah, draw again. That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, are you sure? I mean, it's probably not going to make a difference, but okay, mountain, and yeah, I pass the turn.
All right, I'll do the same. I'll draw.
Yeah.
I'll play a forest, and then I will say go with 6 cards, one of which is a Ravenous Bijl.
Okay, so I need to top deck Anarchy now. It's not the way to do it. I'll pass turn.
All right, I'll do the same.
Yeah,
I'll draw.
sure.
I'm sorry, this is probably not the most fun game to watch or to participate in. How much life are you on?
I'm on 7.
Yep, pass. Pass with 7.
Okay, go to 5. Yeah, this is going to be over soon. Barbarian Ring. Sure, pass turn.
Okay, I'll do the same. I'll draw.
Yeah, I mean, unless I top deck Anarchy at this point, it's game over in 3 turns. Yeah.
I'm trying to think is how careful I need to play here. Fuck. Yeah, I'll play a fetch. And I'll say go. 7 cards.
Okay.
Even fetches are a liability here.
3.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Foothills. Yeah, I think that's game. 7 in hand, past turn.
On tap, I'll do the cop.
Yeah.
Draw. I'm at 8 cards. I'll pass the turn, go to discard. I'll discard an oath. Or sorry,
Okay.
go to end step, go to discard.
Sure.
Okay.
That's okay. You can go. Yeah. Good one. Yeah, that's a barbarian ring. Okay. I had plenty in my hand to do, but yeah, it's just not easy to play around the cop.
Yeah.
I mean, I had in my hand 2 Price of Progress, 2 Incinerate, Fire Blast, and then 2 others. But yeah, I needed just an extra mana, actually, a turn earlier, like a bit earlier in the game, 1 extra land to play an extra spell on your end step, and then double price. But yeah,
yeah, I think
if my hand had been structured slightly differently, I might have been able to win. But it was a long shot.
Yeah, I think you
getting
really
that turn
needed
2 out there.
Yeah, I think like early on, you almost want to try to bait me with the circle protection. Like if I had 2 mana up and you shock me, I don't know if I'm going to cop that. If you do that on my end step, or sorry, on.
Yeah, but I need to also have a follow through, because it doesn't. I need a critical mass, because at some point you'll have more mana than I have cards in my hand.
Yeah.
And at that point, then it becomes irrelevant what I play. So the way to win around it is to, exactly as you say, to bait and pressure and get the opponent to tap out, and then you keep your high density burn spells for your own turn, like Price of Progress. But yeah, I mean, just holding up the fetch land and having the forest in play like shuts off a lot of that damage.
Yeah.
I brought in crypt, 1 crypt, just in case you had, in case I needed to exile my own graveyard.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and then price, I also 1 pyrokinesis just as a backup, something versatile. 3 vortex, anarchy, and crash, just a single crash, maybe to get you off Mox Diamond if your mana's a bit tight or something early in the game.
Yeah, no, I took out.
I took out a bunch of 1-drop creatures.
Let's see. Let me see what's happening here. 12. I believe 8. Yeah. I brought in null rods. I think that is good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do have in my main board, also the sad thing is not getting a scroll.
Yeah.
Because the scroll makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, I did one of the things I almost tapped out for 2 earlier on was the Seal of Cleansing, until I decided not to. Like, it wasn't even worth.
Sorry, guys. Silly.
Like I got rid of whatever was in there. I was like, I need cops. Price of Progress is a complete blowout for this deck.
Yeah, I think if you're running white in a deck, you should have at least 1 in your sideboard. I mean, it's the upside of it is much much higher than the downside of having a 1 less card in your sideboard.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, no, this is. I usually take out blessings. So when you were putting in Tormod's Script, I was going to tell you that was a mistake, but until you mentioned, well, it's how you prevent yourself from creatures.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's a mistake that people often make, is they think Crypt is going to have a big impact, but the thing is, like, if you have 3 Phantom Nashobas go by, chances are I don't need to keep looping them. But if I'm bringing in Balos too, that the Crypts don't even matter, because I'm usually taking out my guy's Blessing and crypting myself.
Yeah, the thing is, once you land one on the battlefield, it's extremely difficult for me to deal with. I need to try and get you down enough that once you get it out, I get that one extra turn to try and kill you with direct damage.
Yeah.
Because obviously it doesn't have haste or anything. So, yeah, a little bit awkward. I think in game one, I think I would have played the Ball Lightning line maybe slightly differently. If I knew the meta and your deck a bit better, I might have just waited one extra turn.
Yeah.
And then held up shock, because I could always just expend the shock on you in your end step if you don't make the token, you know.
Yeah.
That probably would have played that differently, but then again, I could have had an extra burn spell, which would have been nice.
Well, I was even questioning why you led with the Grim Levamancer.
I had the 2 Fenches in my hand,
okay.
and the Lavamancer, so I knew I could kill it if I needed to.
Okay.
And if you didn't play the Oath, then I could chip in for some damage with it. So it's not in that situation, based on what I had in my hand, I knew it was a safe plan.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, you could have done something extreme like exiled a card from my grave, but you wouldn't really have known, you know.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't waste it on that.
So Patrick,
game two, I don't think there's much I could have done differently. I mean, maybe if I didn't play Vortex and just held it in hand for something, but the longer the game goes, the harder it is for me to win. I just needed one turn where I could get you to tap out in your turn and then finish you on my turn with like either a double Fire Blast or double Price of Progress Fire Blast or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely held
all right.
good
Well,
restraint,
thanks
Patrick.
very much.
Yeah, no, I need to cast spells.
I know, like you're like, oh, and then you're like, no, don't do it. The for the blessings, do you keep the? I guess in the main round, you figure out what they're playing and then decide on the game 2 or 3 whether or not they're something to keep in. Like you were saying, Tormod's not necessarily what people playing Oath should worry about. You're more if you're just gonna, like you said, hit Neshoba. If they don't have a way to deal with their graveyard,
they're not gonna have.
They're not gonna
they
have
might
that.
not have 3 swords.
Yeah. But you'd keep it in then, I'd assume,
I think,
against Black, where they might have Withered Wretch, or what else would you take it when you would want to keep it in? Like Red, you know,
it would be where it might be where Balos are not useful, right? So there's a few people playing Spiritmongers in the Rock.
Yep.
And you know, I usually bring in Balos. It's just an alt win con. It's just 4/4. It doesn't. Sure, it gains life versus burn, and Alex saw that, but didn't see it. But usually, if I'm bringing in Balos, then the blessings don't need to stay. And I got 6 creatures in my main deck. I'm not going
heavy.
to. Sorry, in my main deck plus sideboard. So
okay.
Need to bless.
I was like
anything.
6.
But the times where I lead blessing in is if I expect to just play the Neshoba plan, and I only need Neshobas, and they're going to get removed. Non-exiled in type of way. So like I might keep in the blessings with versus the Rock, where they're doing vendettas or edicts or
Just right.
Would you change anything in your deck, Alex?
So just one other thing which is worth mentioning, which makes my deck slightly stronger against Cop, is having the cheap creatures, which obviously I don't necessarily want against your deck. So I boarded out Lavamancer and a couple of the Goblins. But against non-Oath decks, you obviously can lead with a couple of cheap creatures, and that taxes your mana on Cop every turn, and that allows me to be more effective with my direct damage. So that it was a bit of an awkward situation playing against a deck that's got both once creature advantage on the other side of the table and obviously Cop.
Alex, you cited out.
Did you
Goblin? You cited out Goblin.
Mod Fanatics.
Mod
Fanatics need to stay in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Did you cite out mods?
I'm not sure. I did. I took out, I think, 2 or 3, because I felt that the cards that I had to put in were better than them at what they do. So
and the Jackal Pups are gone?
Yeah, I took out the Pups.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect sideboarding, because remember, this is the first time I've played against this deck. It's the first time I've seen the deck. and you know, I'm very new to the meta, so I'm still learning these things as I go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's only 2 months in, so just got to keep practicing.
The big thing to know about Oath, because it does trick a lot of people, it's an if clause. So at the beginning of upkeep, it checks. So if you have no creature, it's fine. If you say had a fanatic on board and Patrick had none, it would say, okay, there's a creature more than me, go on the stack. You could kill off your fanatic, and then when it checks on resolution to see if you can Oath, it'll be like, oh, there's no more creatures, they're both in parity 0/0, and it fizzles then.
Yeah.
It's one of the weird cards where like a trigger on a lot of stuff will just stay there regardless of if the card's there, but Oath checks twice. So fanatics.
Yeah.
I would be worried, like as an Oath player, I would be worried to some degree about fanatic just because it'd kill all of my Funeral Pyre cards. But yeah, I mean it's a situational. You're
lesson learned.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of varieties out there. There's Patrick's, the Patrick Oath, the Walker Oath, the Cog Oath. But yeah, that was...
And because you don't get to see it in Legacy, right?
Yeah.
It's banned in Legacy.
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason I started off with an Oath deck, is because it was banned in Legacy. There were also
that's what makes this format so good.
Yeah, it is not Legacy.
Well, great match, guys.
All right.
Yeah, let you run
back to my lunch here before I go back to work.
Nice. Enjoy.
All right. Thanks for the game, guys. We'll see you later. See each other later.
Bye-bye.
Later.